Big guy, 6'4", 215. First postseason game. McCann's 0 for 2. Looking for his first hit of the series. He was 0 for 3 in the opener with a strikeout and a walk. And Marvin Hudson calling time and now ready to go. Five, 6, and 7 hitters due for the Braves here in the 7th.
Withrow gets a little under that fastball. That's why it runs up and away from the left-hander.
There's a changeup, Ern.
I stand corrected.
It's the 1% pitch.
See, the Dodgers and the Braves have been the best, making a little count for more.
Little low bridge to McCann, 3-1.
They're missing bad with the fastball, up and away and up and in.
Full count, 3-2. Withrow, a first-round pick, 2007, number 20 overall by the Dodgers. Started a lot of games in the minor leagues through 2012 and had 26 appearances out of the Dodger pen this year. There's last night's stud, Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers with that shift on once again against the Braves catcher. Ball 4. Leadoff hitter on here in the bottom of the 7th.
You got to manage a little different in the postseason. I like having my #1 catcher there.
Me too.
Chris Johnson stands in. 1 out of 2. He's knocked in a run. And Withrow just looks up and back. Johnson's RBI came in the 4th. Broke a 1-1 tie as he knocked in Freddie Freeman, who had doubled to open the inning. Held off. 0-1.
Well, no sacrifices for Johnson this year. He had 321. You want him swinging the bat. But in a season where everything has gone wrong for B.J. Upton and all the speed he has, you'd like to see him steal a base early in this count.
Yeah, big leg kick, worth the risk.
No balls, 1 strike. National League's 2nd leading hitter at the plate, Chris Johnson.
The one equalizer in all of this is A.J. Ellis, throwing out 44% of would-be base stealers this year. That's an outstanding number.
And in a year where he has struggled, B.J. Upton in the previous 5 years had stolen 44, 42, 42, 36, 31. Only 12 bags this year and caught stealing 5 times. Not going. Broken bat, single into left. They're at first and second. Johnson got sawed off but muscled it into left field.
Am I charging? You can either bring the third baseman charging in. Most of the time, as a conservative play, the third baseman stays back. Pitcher has his side. Looks like Agon's going to be a little bit more aggressive if there is a bunt.
Uribe and Gonzalez both on the grass, and Simmons squares. Gets it down, foul.
So bunting it to the third base is where you want to bunt that if you see Agon coming. But they also, as a play, you could have a wheel play, and everybody's charging. And the key to that would be to look at the shortstop to see if he's moving towards third base.
Then you got to swing the bat.
Then the whole middle of the field is wide open. You got to make that decision pretty early.
Yeah. Chris Withrow, first postseason appearance. That's what you're not sure what you're going to get. You've seen these young pitchers in the regular season, but their first postseason appearance in a 2-1 game in an unfriendly park, you never know.
Braves dodged a bullet in the top half. Dodgers trying to do the same here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
It looks like the same play is on again. Hanley's trying to fake it.
Somehow he got that bunt down, and they throw him out, but the runners move up to second and third. That ball was up and in, and Simmons laid the bunt down.
Great bunt.
And a big moment now for Elliott Johnson, who was 0 for 6 in the series, starting at second base in place of Dan Uggla. Runners lead from second and third. Jose Constanza has a bat in the on-deck circle.
You got to be aware of the squeeze play. It's not as a popular a play anymore, but it is a possibility. And you don't have to have a fast runner on third, which they do, to run that.
Well, you know the outfield. Crawford does not have a great arm. Schumacher has more of an infield arm, and Puig, maybe the best arm in the league.
Dodgers all in on the edge of the grass in a 2-1 game. Grounded foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, good shot of BJ. There is a version of the contact play on that pitch. Well, he was going to go on any ball hit, and if the ground ball's hit just to either side, he's getting off right here, taking his secondary, and all of a sudden he's off. He's off on contact. And if the ball is to either side, a fast runner can make that play at home plate.
Just got to make sure that's on the ground and not a line drive.
Well, many times if you are doing the contact play, you're going on contact. You got to get the best possible jump, and you could be doubled off.
Off speed, got him looking. 2 down. So it'll set up a Jason Hayward, Paco Rodriguez matchup here in the 7th with the bases loaded.
Only caveat to all of this, you hate your reliever to come in, warm up, and his first 4 pitches are out of the strike zone.
So you don't want your reliever developing bad habits?
I don't think it's a bad habit. It's only a tiny little deal. But, you know, you come in, you're smoking hot, can't wait to throw a pitch, and your first 4 are just, you know, lobbing them in there. And now his next pitch, it's got to be flat out.
Hayward is 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs. And caught looking in the 5th. Braves lead from every base. And the breaking pitch misses inside, 1-0.
Very unusual motion for Paco Rodriguez. Takes the ball out of his glove early, almost like he shows it to the hitter, short arms it to the plate.
Breaking pitch missed, it's 2-0.
Yeah, the danger, you get the matchup you want, but now you got to come to him. You can't walk him. No margin for error.
Feet together, ball out of the glove. 2 sliders for balls.
Here comes the 2-0. Over for a strike, 2-1. The inning began with a walk to Brian McCann. B.J. Upton pinch ran. Chris Johnson single. Andrelton Simmons bunted him over. Elliott Johnson called out on strikes, and then an intentional pass to Reed Johnson, setting up this stage here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 back up the middle, base hit. That's going to score 2. And Jason Hayward has come through with a 2-out, 2-run single. It's 4-1. Good piece of hitting in a lefty-lefty matchup and an absolute bullet up the middle. Guy who's had an appendectomy and missed time this year, and see him wearing that guard on his helmet because he took a pitch in the face. And he has delivered a huge hit here in the 7th. Here's Justin Upton against Ronald Belisario. 93 passed him 0-1.
Those 77 games for Belisario were second behind Brad Ziegler in the National League. He's been in now his 7th postseason game. What did Don Mattingly say? You got to make all your moves, then you got to let the athletes take over. Lefty-lefty matchup didn't work.
Upton's 0 for 3 on the night, and the count even. He's 0 for 7 in the series and has struck out twice. Bats now with runners at first and second.
He's got a few good pitches to hit and fouled them off in this series.
Long at bat against Kershaw last night. Couple good at bats.
That could be a sign of just a little bit too excited, getting out just a little too soon.
I do have to say, though, if the Braves are going to win this series, Upton's going to get hot. I'm talking about April hot when he hit 12 home runs. He's got it in him.
His brother has scored a run as a pinch runner in this inning. Tap foul up by third. There is B.J. Upton, who struck out last night against Clayton Kershaw. Pinch ran from McCann here in the 7th. Scored the 3rd Atlanta run. Chris Johnson scored the 4th. Both crossing the pay station when Jason Hayward delivered a huge bases loaded single.
Looked like Magic wanted to call a timeout on this inning. Give me a 20.
Talked to him before the game. He says he's learned a heck of a lot about baseball just from sitting with Stan Kasten and Tommy Lasorda during ball games. There's Tommy, 63 years with the organization.
How do you know that?
We'll wind it up and do it again with the count 3-2 after Upton gets a new bat.
Didn't like the replacement either.
Well, it looks like the bat boy might have brought a bat that was already broken. Tried the 3rd model.
Gotta love the speed up rules. Supposed to have 2 bats loaded and ready, just in case you bust one. So you don't have to go all the way back up into the bat room.
Reed Johnson, the runner at second. Hayward at first. And a 3-2 is due to Justin Upton. They're loaded. Bases loaded. 2 out. Freddie Freeman, who knocked in 109 runs in the regular season. Second most in the NL. On the ground to second. Ellis gobbles it up and throws him out. And that'll do it in the 7th inning. But the Braves add to the lead. Jason Hayward, 2-run single, 4-1.